Hey, Stacy. Hey, Comic Book. Yes, I did end up ordering. I did end up ordering more takeout last night. I got myself some wings and potato wedges. Hey, Venna. And then I also had chicken wings and potato wedges for supper tonight. Because I went to the grocery store. Hey, Big Turks. Broke your name. Ooh. That sounds not fun, Big Turks. Wish it was just a nail. Yeah. Yeah, what happened? Were you trying to hammer something and you missed? Slammed into a door and then pulled it out instead of opening the door? Ah. That'll do it. My chance of being a hand model. My chance of being a hand model are gone. Car door. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds painful. That sucks, Big Turks. I hope it heals fairly quickly. She mangled? Yeah. Four stitches? Yeah. Hey, what a girl. Look good in that thumbnail. Thanks, what a girl. So before we get to the game, I got down to the comic shop today and picked up a couple things. So yeah, just figured I'd show off a couple things I picked up. The reason I went down there Vault edition of Pretty Deadly Volume 1. waiting on this thing for months. Genuinely did not expect it to be as big as it is. It's sort of an artist edition. Like Pretty Deadly? Oh, I love Pretty Deadly. It's one of my, it's like my favorite comic. So yeah, this is basically just like an artist edition. Beautiful comic, yeah. Man, I almost kind of don't want to take the Glenn just pooped his pants live on stage. I can believe it. Is that a book? Yeah, comic book. It's a comic. So what it is, it's basically an artist edition of the comic. So it's, I guess it's just larger size so that you can actually see the art better. See it all the way from the US. So yeah, it is a gorgeous book. Hey, Jenna. Yeah, I'm just sort of looking through here. I just love how she does motion. It's sort of hard to sort of show here, but she's just so good at how she does motion. Emma Rios. The artist Emma Rios is just so fucking good at how she does motion. Hey, Jordan. So yeah, finally managed to pick that up. And while I was down there, I also got Amazing Spider-Man Annual, number 16. The first appearance of Monica Rambeau. Yeah, because I do really like Monica Rambeau as a character. So this is her first appearance. Guy's selling it for $450. So yeah, $450. He ended up selling it to me for $300. Because like, I mentioned that $450 is just like more than I can really afford. So he ended up offering it for $300 instead. So I now have the debut appearance of Monica Rambeau. It's porn. It's not porn. You people are gross. That vaguely amused me just now. Had tubular meat for dinner. Nice, nice. So, yeah. I forget exactly how much I had, but yeah, I ended up spending almost 450 bucks. Almost 450 bucks I spent at the comic shop today. So, yeah. Anyway. I am not talking about that, Jordan. Hopefully MG will make an appearance tonight yet. We're getting closer to finding Ursula. I can feel it. Reverie is guiding me through this maze, but there's still a lot I need to figure out for myself. What did I hear, 450? Because that was what he was selling it for. Like he was initially selling it for 450, but he let me have it for 300. It's actually another old comic that I was tempted to pick up as well, but I could only afford so much. Anyway, Act 2. We are on Act 2. Chapter 1, Nothing But Dreams. Seems like a long one. Yeah, this looks like a long one. Alright, new day without a lead. I need to talk with Nora and Laszlo and go over our options. And then we're gonna have a choice to either keep the search for Ursula a secret, or everyone knows we're searching for her. How many acts are there? I am not actually sure. I would assume 3. I would assume either 3 or 5. This is a musical. I mean, I assume that, like, you know, that they are sort of drawing from sort of theater for that, for calling them acts. Hey, Killface. Hey, Ted. Yeah, I would assume either 3 acts or 5 acts. Those tend to be sort of the most common numbers. It's been 5 years since I was last on Atina. It's weird to be back. So much has changed. So much is new.
So, what's the plan?
Laszlo, Nora, and I are in the kitchen. A bit phased out and a bit lost. We're still half asleep.
I just woke up, Grandpa.
Grandpa. Nora's always called her grandfather that. Of course, Laszlo's always hated the term, but it stuck.
The plan is to find some breakfast.
You mean get me to make you some breakfast, hmm?
If you're offering.
They're smiling, but there's desperation in their eyes. We have no idea what to do.
Polly, got any more substantial, less food-oriented ideas, dear?
I'm trying to figure out our next move. We don't know where Ursula is. Not a clue. We need a lead.
J-Dot has one floor. Yeah, she hasn't been around for a while. Anna, I do want another cat at some point. I was just on Atina, nice girl. Is she open? Yeah, J-Dot hasn't been around for a long time.
We need a miracle.
The entrance bell rings. A couple of short, decisive presses.
You were saying?
Could it be the aspirations? Could it be the help Truth mentioned before? Next node's barrier was removed by the outcome you chose at the end of the previous act. Outcomes generally have greater consequences than objectives. For now, things are kept simple, but it might be different later. Let's see what fate has in store for you. Can't choose this one. We have to choose this one. Ursula's disappearance is public knowledge. She's alive for being Going Chick Skydot. The next James Bond movie. What do you eat for dinner? Wings and potato wedges. I walk quickly to the gate. Laszlo and Nora follow in hurried silence. Tube meat. Nachos. It's been a while since I've had nachos, actually. A handsome man stands at the gate. Sure-footed. Good posture. He flashes a brisk smile when he sees us.
Good morning.
I forgot to... get the voice actors ready. Omar! This Omar fellow is voiced by Carl Queensborough. Why is Omar's shirt open to his belly button? For the ladies, I would assume, Comic Brook. He's impressive in a way. Attractive, for sure. Laszlo and Nora hover behind me. They've elected me as their leader since I arrived, which feels good somehow.
Can we help you?
I'm Omar. I was hoping we could have a word about Ursula.
Omar, born December 3rd, 1994. So, a couple of years older than Polly, 4 years older than Polly. Owns a bookshop on Liberation Road. Holds a doctorate in Oxian culture. Moved to Atina after earning his degree to continue researching the Oxian culture, but was denied clearance by the previous administration. All information on the Oxians is now tightly controlled by Mono Concern. Runs a bookshop which now draws some regulars. From his phone calls, it appears he has a father and several sisters. I want Omar to tell me his traumatic childhood. Right? I steal a quick glance behind me. Laszlo is on guard. Nora's face is a mixture of confusion and hope.
What about her?
I heard about her disappearance. It's the talk of the town.
He quickly describes the energy at Alma last night. Whatever Jade's done, it caused a stir.
She didn't show up for our recent appointment, so I wanted to lend a hand.
He's calm, sure of himself, as if nothing could ever shake him. Are the birds from the game? The birds are from the game. We do have birds in Canada right now. It's summer, so we've still got our birds up here.
Who are you, exactly?
I own a bookshop on Liberation Road. Academic stuff, mainly. Well, that's in these days, right? Nerd stuff.
Liberation Road Bookshop. A bookshop on Liberation Road. Imagine that. It has specialized in academic publications for 9 years now. This very peculiar bookshop is seen as a quaint little place by tourists. Many specialists on the Oxian culture stop by to visit the owner, order books, and chat about the latest discoveries. Omar Shabani, a historian by trade, was made a citizen of Atina in 2030. Window open, the birds are watching. Lies. I keep my windows closed. I'm a Disney princess. Yeah, that's not a very good word. Big Turks.
I specialize in literature about the Oxion culture.
The Oxions, the culture that once stood on this land. Word melders, poetic fishermen, and builders of temples like many cultures around the Mediterranean. Could they be linked to Reverie? That seems likely.
Ursula and I shared an interest in that specific topic until her disappearance. And once I heard about that, I had to come here and offer my help. But after all, it's about giving back. But the Naiads is a part of this community, right? This place was quite the landmark. Back in the day, of course. A refuge for artists, poets, and lost souls.
Laszlo opens his mouth to speak, but stops himself. He doesn't like how Omar described the Naiads, but Omar's right. The building's seen better days.
I'm Nora, and this
Is Laszlo. And I'm Polly, Ursula's daughter.
Daughter? That's... interesting.
That's a weird reaction. You waved back. Oh, I wasn't waving, I was stretching my arms. I was stretching my arms and just like... rotating my wrists, working out some He's trying to stretch him out a bit. Voice reminds me of John Sinamoi from Dead Island. Carl Queensborough. Does not seem to be from Dead Island. Yeah. I did hear about yeah, I did hear about Shelley Duvall. But yeah, Carl Queensborough. He was in Baldur's Gate 3. Seems like everybody was in Baldur's Gate 3. He was in Denzel. Enterprise. Blood and Truth. But, Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca. Yes, I do kind of think that he should step aside. Though he's made it pretty clear that he's not going to. Anyway.
How so?
I had a sort of dream. Vague and very hard to decipher. The Oxyon word for daughter kept coming up.
By my thumb and Shelley Duvall died on the same day. Have a pie eating contest and the winner is president. Tanamongo said we should give them both a Panera charged lemonade and whoever lives should be president. They should both step aside. Retire. Be sent to fucking prison. Sure thing, Rebecca. This can't be a coincidence.
Well, nice to meet you, Omar.
A cautious meeting. Who is this man? Atlanticism? I want to retire. I know. Retirement sounds fucking wonderful. It's hard to focus. The four of us walked toward the building, none of us saying a word. The lawn is gorgeous. In the summer, the whole community of Alma gathers here. A soup kitchen is often run out of the kitchen. Ursula cooks for a battalion, while Laszlo serves food and helps out along with anyone else who's around.
So, first time here?
It's a good question. Not everyone on the island has visited the Naiads, famous as it is. TV show comes on in 25 minutes. Aw.
Yeah. I moved to Atina a couple of years back. Did my master's on the Oxyon civilization, so obviously I had to come here to finish it.
I smile. I did the exact opposite. Studied here until I could get as far away from Atina as possible.
How did you end up living here?
We've been here since forever. Ursula used all of her money to keep this place afloat.
Now it's just debts and leaky pipes.
At his granddaughter's words, Laszlo nods. That draws a smile from Omar. Good. The tension seems to be clearing. Can you set an alarm for me or just scream in 25 minutes. Is truth behind Omar's visit?
Perhaps.
Oh, hey, Truth. Their voice in my head feels like a swarm of bees rushing through my skull.
Consider Omar here a helpful stranger, encountered on an unknown path. One who does not know the way, but is in possession of a map.
I don't like Truth. I mean, they're kind of cool. I like that little, like, there's not quite an echo, like, there's a pre-echo. Like, I was just noticing, before they start to speak, like, you can sort of just hear what they're about to say before they say it. I'm over 55, does that mean I'm too old for this? Yes, it is. Truth is scary. I mean, it can be. Yeah, like, there's this weird, like, pre-echo. That's like a really interesting effect. Like, I don't think I've ever heard anything like that. Usually it'll be, you know, person speaks and you can sort of hear, like, echoes in the background, or it'll be like multiple voices saying the same thing or whatever. But this one, you can sort of just make out what they're about to say before they say it. Which is really interesting. A wave of gratitude emanates from the aspiration. Is this their way of thanking me? It's called Dilly Bop. I'll take your word on that.
Think of this as a resetting of the balance.
This stranger may be the key to finding my mother. Laszlo and Nora seem to realize this too. It looks like they're dying to interrogate him.
So, what do you know about Ursula? Did you notice anything strange about her?
Getting right into
Calm
it.
down, Grandpa. But did she say anything to you about leaving? About going away? Do you have any leads?
Getting more comfortable. Truth is still there. A presence behind my eyes.
I'd let them ask their questions before letting him into your sanctum. You can never tell with people. Not these days.
Dilly Bop sounds like a word from Mary Poppins.
But you sent him to us.
More like he washed up on your shores.
My eyes practically roll themselves. I feel the weight of power and bond arrive. And something else. A faint presence I'm not familiar with.
Whatever they might say, Truth is relieved. As are we all.
Yes, thankful also.
You're welcome. But right now, I've got a stranger to deal with.
The odd presence remains silent before fading entirely. But I have more pressing matters to attend to. Omar's managed to appease Nora and Laszlo, but I need to make sure we can trust him. Alright. Several nodes are available, and you must play a certain number of them in order to progress onwards. Choose 2 nodes among the 3 that are available before moving on. So, ask when he last saw her. Query about their friendship. Ask about the Oxyons. Bop. Dilly Bop sounds like an awkward way to refer to a weenie. Alright. So I am thinking that when did you last see her is probably a good question to ask. As I get a better look at Omar, I can tell he's traveled a lot. It's the little things, mannerisms you don't find in people here. It feels like he's trying too hard, like his calm exterior is a facade. That might be what's pushing Laszlo away.
So, Ursula, how often did you two meet?
She popped by the bookshop when she was in the area. Every few days. And recently we'd met as friends. Social calls.
Laszlo stiffens just a little.
She never mentioned you.
She talked about you all the time. I went to your bar once and I was struck by, how similar you were to her description. Again, it's a compliment.
Let's not get sidetracked. The last time you saw her was...
A few weeks ago, she came by to borrow a book I'd recommended. Oxyon Legacy and the Spiritualist Diaspora. She didn't seem out of sorts. Oh, I actually bought something that could be of help.
As Omar rummages through his pockets, I feel the unmistakable weight of Power's presence.
Whether Omar means to or not, he brings great upheaval.
So? Upheaval can be good sometimes.
Right now, upheaval or no, he's all we've got.
Alright. Query about the friendship? Nah, I don't think I really need to do that. Ask about the Oxyons. What does Atena's ancient civilization have to do with Ursula? That actually seems like a pretty relevant question to ask. Something's troubling me. This is the first I've heard about Ursula's interest in Atena's native culture. The Oxyons were hardly ever mentioned when I was growing up.
You say she was interested in the Oxyons. I don't remember her giving them much thought before.
Omar falls silent for a second, his eyes boring into mine.
She might have been a long time ago. In the last few years, she's been more concerned with the here and now.
Still, a few weeks back she came to my bookshop. Said she wanted to know more about the Oxyons. Books, scrolls, treaties. She had a particular interest in their rituals and habits.
What was she up to?
MK. MK has stirred up a lot of stories about the Oxyons. They've done a lot of good work on the ancient ruins around the island.
Sounds like MK's money is coming in handy at last.
They've spent millions digging and excavating. There's a museum being built, exhibitions, galleries.
Yeah, I don't know that I trust them to run... I don't know that I trust a corporation to run a history museum, though.
Well, that's the good part. But they sectioned everything off. They brought in entry fees and time limits, and made sure they get some return on their investment.
Yep, it did sound a bit too perfect. Indeed. Corporations never do anything except for to make themselves money.
Ursula told me she'd been given some Oxyon poems a long time ago. Before I was even born. She liked to say. She was attempting to translate them. Modernize them, even. It felt like a real passion project. She never shared it with you?
No.
Ooh, that reaction was kind of sad. Sgrapegoat wants you to know that she's sleepy. Tell Sgrapegoat she can go to sleep. If she wants. Ursula's last notes. I can't believe she'd started writing again after all this time. I can't say I trust him, but he's our best lead so far. At Laszlo and Nora's nod, I beckon Omar inside.
Here. I found these. I think they might provide a clue. Or a lead. Or... well, I'm not a detective, but they look relevant. At least.
He passes me a few crumpled scraps of paper.
Ursula's handwriting.
Yes. It's part of her latest work. She gave them to me a few weeks ago and claimed she had a notebook somewhere containing the rest.
There's nowhere good for my camera.
I think I can help you. I know exactly where it is. Wait here, all of you.
He almost pirouettes on his way out. Nora stifles a laugh, despite the reasons behind our meeting.
You're becoming our lucky charm.
Well, I was just worried about Ursula. It's, good to know I'm not alone.
We'll get to the bottom of this. Now that we have a lead, there's no stopping us.
Unless the lead turns out to be useless. As often happens, as is often the case. I can't help but smile at Nora's confidence, but before I can speak, Laszlo practically batters down the door on his way back.
She told me where it was years ago. No secrets between us.
Nice. It's a nice book.
But I couldn't bring myself to open it and read it. It's her personal stuff, you know?
Laszlo. Adorable Laszlo. Even with Ursula missing, he still thought it would be wrong to read her notebook. Because it would be wrong. Everybody looks at the damn thing. It's pretty, but opening it feels like a betrayal. Daughter gets to open it. The daughter gets to read it.
Perfect. I know we might regret this later, but sometimes the unethical thing to do is the right one.
He leafs through the notebook, a sorry-looking and surprisingly thin affair. A concerned look darkens his face. She's sleeping? No, it's worse. She's comatose? It's worse. She's awake? Only thing worse than sleeping is being awake.
It's filled, cover to cover. Too much for one person to read. If I just... there.
Omar slowly unties the leather cord binding the pages together. I've never heard Laszlo make that noise before. A kind of strangled snort. I mean, I feel like I'd have a similar reaction to somebody like pulling a book apart, like.
Nora, was it? Here, 2 sheets. Laszlo, take these 3. I'll take these other 3, and Polly, these are yours.
He hands out the pages as if they were flyers for the biggest concert of the year.
What have you...
I hope you'll all agree this is no time for unnecessary hesitation.
I mean, he's not wrong. He still should have asked the daughter's permission before pulling the book apart.
The sooner we read Ursula's work, the sooner we'll find out if she left any clue to her disappearance.
Laszlo's face is beet red, but he drops his gaze to the pages before him. I take a look at the now homeless sheets in my hands. It looks like a foreword and the opening chapters. They seem to be about family, the Oxions, and I squint at the hastily written notes. A diatribe on life, the future, and her anxieties. I never knew. One sentence stands out from all the rest. The words sound alien when said against the Ursula I thought I knew. I almost typed out the exact scenario and then I remembered where I was. Nice bit of music here.
Bound to live in a world where I drown in the memory of you. The rage inside still hasn't burnt away the tears. I'll meet you again in a fraction of time. Presumably carrying some feelings about Holly's father, I would assume. Scrape works so tirelessly at the baguette store, is what I'm trying to say. Someday.
Who is she talking about? Can't access it yet. A little all over the place to me, except from it could be from. You're not wrong. How did I rate this game so far? Not as good as I was hoping. I think 1 being Minesweeper, 10 being Class of 9. Why is Minesweeper 1? Minesweeper's a great game. But, Minesweeper's like an 8 out of 10 game. Fuck you. But yeah, I think one issue I'm having with it is the fact that it keeps throwing back to this augury thing. You know, like, it... Even when, like, you don't actually get a choice over what to play next, like over what section to play next. Hey, kitty charms. I think that's sort of what bugs me is, like, this automatically moves on to this. So why does it, like, why make this two separate nodes, 2 separate sections. I do love Minesweeper, this is terrible. It keeps interrupting the story in order to have you choose the next section, and I think that there's a better way to do it. Like, there are better ways to do it. I feel like I get what they were going for, but to a certain extent, I almost feel like it'd be better to go with like a more standard visual novel approach, where you know, like I'm going to be able to choose between checking on Laszlo and seeing how Nora's doing. So those are going to be something I'm going to choose. Check on Laszlo, see how Nora's doing. Instead of having me come in here to choose it, have me choose it in the actual, like, you know, give me the choice, check on Laszlo, see how Nora's doing. Just make it same as like a regular visual novel choice. And like have this augury as something that you can go into when you want in order to see, okay, this is where this choice will lead me. Rather than the augury being Donkey Skin right now. Music makes me feel romantic with my husband. So I do think that they sort of went about it in a way that does kind of continually drag the player out of the story itself. Make sure to cup the balls. Shame washes over me for a moment. Should we be doing this? Trawling through my mother's secrets? Omar notices my hesitation and beckons me over with a jerk of his head.
I know. This feels wrong. But you know as well as I do.
That it's the only way. I do. Why did she even give you those pages?
Because I asked. She was writing again. For the first time in a long time, she said. She wanted an unbiased opinion, and I, offered my services.
The old slap and tickle.
But you never read them?
Once I saw they were poems, No. I thought she was working on some new Oxyon translations. Verse, though, not my bag.
Fair. Really like Don't Take It Personally. Yeah, Don't Take It Personally was good.
So much for the enlightened academic shtick.
My mother's work can get a little heavy sometimes.
I clench my teeth as I push back the memories.
But there's new stuff. From the notebook. It's full of references to Oxyon traditions and rituals. A treasure trove, really.
Where do you buy your video games? Online. Steam. Like, you know, this is one that I bought off Steam. Tell Jordan I despise the flashback to Donkey Skin. I had it out of my mind.
I'm going to go back to him. Why don't you go and check on the others? They look a little lost.
This node is subject to a timer, represented with a time icon on its lower part. Timer will decrease by 1 when another node is played. When the timer hits 0, the condition will be resolved and the barrier will break. 6 turns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess. Still want to play Hatoful Boyfriend, Pitching Dating Simulator. Yeah. I don't know. I don't feel like there's a need for me to play it. I mean, I think a lot of people played that game. That was a popular game. Anyway, check on Laszlo. He looks concerned. Yeah, that was one that I was already sort of. That was one that I had already wanted to play. That was one that I think I already had on my wish list. I had come across and I was like, oh, anti-dating simulator. It was absolutely not what I expected. Like, it was kind of the opposite of what I actually expected it to be. And like have how they sort of advertise it. But yeah, I'd like to see Happy and none of us have played it. I know, I don't know, it's... If I were to play a dating simulator, I think I'd want to play one that I haven't heard a lot about. Kaichu, the monster dating simulator, that one looks like it might be kind of cute, so that is a possibility. Over to check on Laszlo. His eyes are a blur as they scan Ursula's words, but he looks up as I approach.
Hey, done already?
Not exactly.
Would you look at that? The old man actually came out ahead. I just wrapped these up. Poems, of course. All about family.
Our family?
He takes a big gulp of air. That bad, huh?
I'd say so. Your mother is many things, but subtle, no. There's one about relationships, the push and pull of the family unit. Your mother as a young girl thinking of her future. And the second, that one's about a lost love, one she can only find in dreams, unless the gods will it, whatever that means.
Sounds like a reference to Reverie.
That doesn't bother you? Her talking about love like that? Like something out of reach?
Look, your mother's never been a one-man woman. She was always crystal clear about that.
Planes, trains, and bussies? Is there a dating simulator for games? Probably, frankly. My mother's in an open relationship. It took me a while to understand that it isn't a young people thing. It's a regular thing.
And I love her for that as well. She and Nora...
He jerks his head in Nora's general direction.
Both help me to understand that love doesn't bind or restrain.
That's my Laszlo. Grizzly bear on the outside, teddy bear on the inside.
But in here... she mentions a presence so strong it can be seen in every line. Every word.
I've rarely seen such a healthy relationship. I wish I could say the same about me and my mother. I should be able to. Why did you call Dakota Johnson Dakota Fanning on Twitter? Did I? Shit, did I mix them up? Oops. The answer is because I'm an idiot, Rebecca. When her mom died. Her mom went missing. I took beat for the wrong again. Just... different people. They're just different people, Jordan. So yeah, the answer is I'm an idiot. For some reason I thought it was Dakota Fanning who did, Madam Web, not Dakota Johnson. Anyway. Let's gain a, Let's gain a... Her mom went missing while studying spiders in the Amazon? Yep. Let's gain a truth crystal. Because I like truth. More than I like fucking power. Chaos seems like kind of a douche. Hang on a second.
Wasn't there a third sheet with another poem?
I don't think so. Just these two.
Omar darts over.
Actually, I think there was a third. Well, unless I dropped it. No, there was definitely a final poem.
Laszlo shifts, pointedly not looking at Omar. Why is he acting so weird?
Oh, but hey, look at these two. This one talks about a bunch of places we've been to on holiday. The Duquesa Islands, the ferryboat to Magdalena, and this one about a secret lover. She wouldn't hide that sort of thing from me.
Yes. That's interesting. Helpful.
I can't help but feel that Laszlo isn't being totally honest with me. Is he hiding something? Who is she missing? Chaos. Who did she love and lose? That's the big question for 10 billion points. Any guesses? That's it. Gonna do this one. If there's one thing both poems have in common, it's a sense of longing, of a gaping hole in my mother's heart. A magnetic connection with whoever left it there. But who could that be? Laszlo? No, he was never lost to her. My father? Absolutely not, out of the question. Omar? Not after only a few weeks. Someone else then.
You're right there. You sort of... zoned out.
Oh, hey. Yeah. No, I'm fine. You know, reading your mother's innermost thoughts. It's a lot.
Fair.
There's secrets in this family, huh?
For better or worse, is funny.
What is?
I always thought my mother was in love with her art. And that's why we were so far apart. Distant, almost.
A silence. He knows what I'm about to ask.
Did she?
Did she ever mention you?
Yeah. That's my question.
No. Never.
Oof. That's gotta smart. Mom not even mentioning you to her new friends? That stings like a bee. A bee the size of a truck.
That doesn't seem to surprise you.
I'm here to find my mother. Because she means something to me. To my family. And to some people on this island.
Why is her journal nothing but passages about gaping holes? We all have gaping holes.
No matter who she actually is when we're together, in the same room.
His smile is warm and full of understanding. He steps away, leaving me to my thoughts again.
Nice one. Might have enough time to check on Nora. How about it? Huh?
I keep my distance from chaos. Their presence still feels dangerous.
Come on, Hub. You're here to uncover the truth, not get lost down memory lane.
Yeah, Chaos seems like kind of a douche. Anyway, yeah, Nora. Nora seems frightened. Nora looks, well, incensed. She's almost shaking with rage. Or is it fear?
Hey. Everything okay?
No reactions. No reaction. She's glued to her phone. Her fingers a blur as they tap word after word onto the screen.
Nora?
What?
Oh, hey. You look a little...
Polly. Wait. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap.
Ursula's poems. That good, huh?
Something like that. They're all about her dreams, how vivid they could be. I've read her work before, and this is by far the most literal I've seen her. According to this, she dreamed a lot about family, us, where we've been, and where we're going. She says that the poems claim that she can predict the future.
As soon as the words are out, she's back on her phone. Her face is flushed, her mouth tight. What's gotten her so frightened? Alright, time to gain a truth crystal. 1 second. Say, who's she texting? I wonder what is making her so focused. Nora is typing away like a tornado on her phone. I'm too curious to resist the temptation. She's too focused to notice. I lean forward to get a clearer view of her screen. She's texting someone with great intensity. With great intensity, and a lot of words. Like, a lot.
Who are you texting?
What? Polly, you scared the crap out of me. What did you do that for? Sneaking around like that?
Could have stomped up and slapped you on the back of the head and you wouldn't have noticed. Well, come on, spill.
Texting your boyfriend.
No one. Just a friend.
Whoops. Hey, cut it out! I crane my neck for a better look, and she angles the screen away from me. Wait a minute. Is that...
Jade?
Maybe. I was going to, text her, but now I'm not so sure.
I didn't know you two were text level friendly. That's so cool. What are you talking about?
So she was texting her girlfriend.
Nothing. Stuff.
Trying to ask her out on a date.
The poems, if you must know, they're all about Ursula's dreams, and there's a line about that stuff, egregor, and predicting the future. I thought it might help with Jade's work, but I don't know. They're just poems.
I feel my mouth pull up into a grin. That's clearly not the only reason she was texting Jade. Nora sees my face and blushes crimson. Yep, girl's got a crush.
I think it's a good idea. Texting her. Every little bit helps.
You think so?
I do. Oh, but be sure to tell Omar too. This is right up his alley.
The whooshing sensation almost knocks me off my feet. Chaos.
Please, Polly dear, leave Omar out of this. He'll figure it all out eventually. Now, Jade and Nora. That's where the fun's at. I want to know more about this burgeoning friendship we've got on our hands. And by the look on your face, I'm not the only one.
I step back, giving Nora a bit more privacy. Stay away from him, Cass. But at the same time, like, our girl's got a crush. Next, then do this one, and then this one. Alright, so. Yeah, I kind of want to know more about Nora's crush. I'm gonna ask about her crush. I'm gonna be nosy. Putting my biggest smile on my face. Let's hope I was supposed to trust Chaos with this.
So, Jade, huh? She seems pretty interesting. An activist. Wow.
Subtle, Polly, subtle. Just as long as Chaos doesn't ruin it. Chaos is clearly a gossip.
Yeah, she is. And she's my friend. I mean, friend. I don't really know her that well, so...
Come on, Nora. You'd like to get to know her?
No. I mean, yeah, sure. Why wouldn't I? Is that illegal or something?
Yeah, you're, not a subtle reaction, Nora.
Of course not. I just think it's... interesting.
I feel Chaos nosing their way to the front of my mind.
Look at her wriggle. like a fish on the line. But we can do better than that, Good-looking woman, that Jade,
That's enough. Nora's not your entertainment.
Right. She's Polly's entertainment. Nora's not your entertainment. She's mine.
That's not about entertainment. That's a misconception about my vibe. I'm all about new opportunities. And I know more than you might imagine.
I focus on Nora, who's staring at her phone, a cute little smile on her lips.
So? Did you text her?
Yeah.
And?
And what? It's been 2 seconds and I wrote half a book. She'll reply.
She turns and looks me directly in the eye.
Do you think it's possible, though? To predict the future?
Maintaining my composure suddenly becomes a conscious task. I feel the muscles in my face twitch as I try to get them under control.
No. I mean, of course not. Maybe. Science would say not, but, well, who knows? Science also says we should look for evidence instead of assuming.
I can almost hear my thesis supervisor cheering in the distance.
But you know Ursula. She probably believed it was possible.
Yeah. I guess.
But I mean, it's like, it's not even necessarily about seeing the future. It's more about being able to recognize patterns. She bites her lip and doesn't look away. There's something there in her expression beneath the surface, but I can't decipher it. Alright, with that, we can move on to that. Omar is ready to share his discoveries. I never actually clicked on one after we'd done it. So, yeah, okay. Hey, Layla. Hey, Habibi. What are you sipping on? Pop Shop Cream Soda. I hear a sigh and Paige down on a desk. His eyes are closed, like he's meditating on the words he just read. Did he stay alive? For another, I don't know, another half hour or so until I finish this chapter of the game.
So? You took your time.
And you didn't read jack shit, Polly, so shut up.
There's so much in here. Poetry, of course, but very precise descriptions of rituals and cultural artifacts even I've never heard of. I don't know how she came up with half the knowledge there is in this.
Come on. Time to compare notes. Hopefully something in here will point us in the right direction.
I do hope we will get somewhere with this. Alright, power? No. Fuck power. Omar and Nora. Omar and Laszlo's thoughts. Because I'm siding with truth this time around. Power can suck an egg. Everyone gathers around the kitchen counter. Laszlo shaking his head, Nora white as a sheet. They're all looking to me. Let's see what we've got.
All right. Laszlo, why don't you start?
Well, your mother remains as mysterious as ever, I can tell you that for free. My sections were all about love. Love for us, our family, but also for someone else in faraway land. Totally inaccessible somehow.
This sparks something in Omar. He snatches up his pages, flicking through them.
Good luck making sense of that.
No. That does make sense. Here, look. In my sections too, there's talk of a reunion with this faraway land. And another being. The story reminds me of various myths, and many cosmogonies start with the reattachment of a split soul.
Laszlo's face sags just a bit. I want to reach out to him, touch his arm, but Omar continues.
Ursula seemed obsessed with this ritual. This idea of becoming whole. Which... it all reminds me of the Oxyon belief in realm crossing. And the Prescients. They wrote extensively on the subject. They said, by using the Holy Ichor, the Prescients could transcend this plane and access another.
Prescients? Who is Laszlo? This dude. Big white dude here is Laszlo.
How's a bunch of fairy tales going to help us,
Not fairy tales. These were literal beliefs. This sacred liquid. They called it egregor. Pools of it were said to exist across Athena.
Why is he here? Because he was banging our mom. He was shagging our mom, so he's involved in the search for her. Never mind, I don't care. Fair.
Egregor? Jade talked about that. And look, my section mentions Egregor too.
Prescience.
The Oxyons believed that there were those who could see the future. Literally see it laid out before them. And the egregor would enhance their abilities.
Prescience. The Prescience program sprang from a long-lasting, far-reaching research by Monoconcern's cognitive department. This program is intended to be the next step in humankind's evolution, freeing us from our mind's limitations. Selected based on strict criteria, Prescients are explorers of the mind. Guided by Monoconcern's newest technology, they are employed to delve deep into the human mind and reach further into our dreams than ever before, where much remains unexplored. The Earth has been mapped, and space has been conquered. Now it's time to look within. For a moment, I can't breathe. I feel as if a fist has plunged in my chest. Am I a prescient? Beauty shag? Exactly.
The last time I saw Ursula, she mentioned them. I didn't think it was relevant to all this. But now...
Like Katy Perry's new song, Woman's World? Haven't listened to it. If I had a nickel for every time I had a guy... for every time a guy was there for me after I'd shagged him, I'd have no nickels. True. Same here, but I've never shagged a dude. Does this take place on Arrakis? Nope. Earth in the near future.
You said this egregor stuff was just lying around the island?
Yes. No. The sacred pools were said to be well hidden. We talked about trying to find them, but MK has laid claim to every inch of Athena.
Nora was right. This sounds shockingly similar to Jade's investigation. A cold wave washes over me. Is all of this linked?
I don't know why I didn't see it before. I believe there's a very real chance Ursula went to find a prescient ritual site. A crossover point.
Meanwhile, this guy is traversing multiverses to find her. Silence. No one knows what to say. To everyone else it must seem ridiculous, but to me, the aspirations, Reverie, Ursula, everything is connected. No, I can't do it. Why can't I do that one? guess I need to do this one first? Maybe? If I do this one, can I go back to this one after? Who the hell knows? Bond, go on, ask him. You must be honest if you hope to find your mother. It's 2:30 a.m., too late to order food online. Not if you're hungry. Your mom is that good. Yep. I always wake up with no nickels or knickers. Unemployed and pantless. What's the cutoff? I mean, the cutoff is whenever there's nowhere... The cutoff is whenever whenever the food delivery service is cut off. In Cornwall, the cutoff is like 1:30. Or like 1:20 or something. Last minute I decided a couple of notes. The music sounded like Billie Eilish is what I was made for. Or what was I made for? Alright. I wanted to do this one, but it says that I needed one more. Okay, I get it. I would have needed to do this one in order to. All right. So. In order to get this, I would have needed to get that one. All right. J. Dutton. I'm sad again. Don't tell J. Dutton's boyfriend. You're uncut today? I'd assume you're uncut most days in that case. No one's saying anything. Not yet. Jordan just blocking comic book there. Jeez. Cold. Cold, Jordan. Laszlo stands over the counter, arms tense, leg twitching. Nora's eyes dart back and forth between her pages and her phone. And Omar? He looks like a man who's learned a lot more about the strangers in front of him than he bargained for. There's a tension in the air. Laszlo is still uneasy, fractious. He still doesn't trust Omar, I see. There's an envy I've never seen in him before. Ursula trusted this bookseller with her secrets, but not him.
We're all a little tired, I think. Big afternoon. But, Omar, what were you and Ursula doing? Really doing?
I told you. She'd come to me and we'd talk about Oxyon culture. Language. Symbols.
Sure, Jordan, an accident, sure.
But there's more to it than that, right? Look, you know a lot about us now.
That came out slightly more aggressive than I intended, but he'll understand.
Probably too much even. But we don't know anything about you. Not really. And trust goes both ways.
You forgot I was here? I am forgettable. I feel something in me shift and turn. It's weird. Like a key somewhere unlocking something I'd never even heard about. I stand with Laszlo, but I'm opening up to Omar, showing my trust. This is an interesting gesture, right?
Very much, Harmony. Very much. Palms open, weapons down. This is all about shaking hands. Ha!
Apparently, I'm just going to side with, I think I'm probably going to end up continually siding with Bond, apparently. I think about you every day, is that okay? And how often do you think about me? That's fine, maybe. And, not often. Your cheeks are hurting. Can you cry? Of course you can cry, Jordan. Umar heaves a sigh.
You're gonna think I'm utterly insane. That both of us were.
It's okay. We're listening.
That Ursa and I weren't just talking over dusty books and manuscripts.
Knew it.
We thought. We wanted to recreate the Oxyon rituals. We wanted to cross between realms.
Pretty sure that wasn't what Laszlo was, expecting. Laszlo's up, a finger pointed at Omar before the words hit home. He stumbles, his hand wobbling slightly. I feel a single bead of cold sweat trail down the back of my neck.
What?
These aren't fairy tales. They're very real instructions for highly complex procedures. Rigorous. Almost scientifically so. Ursula seemed to know more than she was saying. Called the other realm Reverie. Like she knew the place.
The bead is joined by another and another. My heartbeat quickens and I can feel my breath coming in gasps. Reverie. Ursula was trying to get back to Reverie.
And we'd already performed the basic rituals, and we saw results. No realm crossing, but there were lights. A glow. We were getting close. She convinced me there was another world out there, just beyond the veil, waiting for us.
Yeah, probably not safe to go over, though.
Ursula spoke of a missing component. When you told me she disappeared, I wasn't entirely surprised.
How many characters are too many? Yeah, I mean, I would say that it depends on how many are needed.
You mean you had us wasting time with these poems for nothing? You lied?
I was just trying to help.
The room lapses into silence. The only intrusions are the roll of the waves outside and the sound of the drones overhead. Perfect amount is when you can only do Jane Fonda's total workout in place. No way Laszlo believed any of that. Nora's face is unreadable. And me? I don't know what to think. A little bit closer. Now that we know where Ursula is, let's figure out a plan to find her. One. There's only 2, 3, 4, so. Almost done with this chapter. Laszlo takes the floor. I notice his hands are shaking slightly.
These poems, they mention a few different Oxyon ritual sites.
The Oxyons lived on Latina centuries ago. Little is known of their habits. However, we do know that their dreams were closest to our world. It was easy to reach out to them. Once we did, they built temples and caves in our honor, showing how deeply they cared for us aspirations. Still, we stayed in the shadows, never revealing who we were. The Oxyons disappeared and were replaced, and now the remnants of their civilization puzzle brittle. Until this mystery is solved, we will remain in the shadows.
But only a few of them seem to relate back to this mystery love of hers.
How many more chapters? No idea. Too many. I agree. Do you think it okay to kill in self-defense? If there's no other choice.
We can narrow down those locations even further if we only look at those associated with the prescience.
If Ursula did leave to find one of these sites, It's almost certainly a temple. Most of them are underground.
Underground?
Even in their heyday, there were those who thought certain rituals profane.
Well, most of Atena's archaeological sites are pretty well documented. Con, it's because they're all owned by MK.
I've tried for years to get access to even a minor site. Nada. Completely off limits.
What about non-self-defense, just or to pass the time? Okay, in that case, depends who they're killing. Depends who you're killing.
So, everything Ursula wrote suggests she went on some sort of personal quest to cross between realms and find her love.
And she needed an Oxyon temple to get there.
Exactly. So the big question is, did she find a way to get into that temple? Or did something get to her before she could?
I did not see that, Habibi, but Biden does have a habit of misspeaking. Carefully plotted encounter. Here we are. Now let me tell you something so shocking you'll regret sticking your nose in. Oh. Okay, sure. Sure thing, Chaos. As we piece together the scant clues left for us, I feel something in my mind pop and crackle. Manic laughter pulses in my ears as my vision clouds. Chaos's bedroom. This is an interesting place. I like the kaleidoscope stuff. I like the kaleidoscopic air. The kaleidoscopic sky. That is cool. Chairwoman. My eyes close and I am once again in Reverie. In a domain I don't know. Follow UK politics. I mean, I wouldn't say I follow, but like I sort of hear bits and pieces. I did hear that Labour just got elected, and that Labour is only marginally less terrible than the Tories. They seem cute and shy. Before me is a figure, its face haphazardly painted and topped with a flimsy crown. Chaos.
Oh my goodness, you are utterly welcome, dearie. I'm only sorry I couldn't rescue you earlier.
They've got a cool place.
What's going on? Why did you bring me here?
Chaos's bedroom. A place in the void, home to forgotten dreams and impossible ideas. On the fringes of Reverie lies Chaos' ever-changing bedroom. It is almost never in the same place twice. Few aspirations dare stray this far from the heart of Reverie into unconsciousness. This is where Chaos thrives. It's surrounded by unborn dreams and lost memories. Here, they can experiment as much as they please, building and destroying worlds on a whim and binding their own business in this infinity they love so much.
Must I have a reason? You do know who I am, yes?
An aspiration who ran at the first sign of trouble, who abandoned their friends, their family out of nothing but selfishness.
Yes, but they also have a crown. I base my political votes on who's most likely to stay uncut.
I think you're confusing me with someone else. Someone closer to home.
The smug little grin on their face is perfectly sculpted to infuriate. I draw in some deep breaths. Focus on the calm ocean, the gentle breeze.
I was told your fate was tied to my mother. Where is she? What do you know of her?
The smile cracks, becomes a mocking shriek of laughter, as a fire dances behind their mismatched eyes.
I left you all the clues you could possibly need. Any more and... well, the game wouldn't be a game at all.
You really are like her, though. You have some things in common.
Bored now. I'll see you later, dearie, when you're interesting again.
Ooh, maybe hit a bit close to home.
Tatty bye.
Tatty bye? What? Is that a thing? Tatty bye? Is that a thing? The familiar pull yanks at my mind. My eyes snap open. I'm back. Back home. With chaos tangled up in this, nothing can be trusted. No conclusion is certain. Were they bluffing? Or were they really the one who left these clues for me? Or is there something deeper? Something I can't see yet? Nice move, dearie. Play an objective related to chaos. I got an achievement. Yay, yay, yay. Now what? We have to plan what to do next. Let's hurry through this. No one has an answer. We're all drained. Well, I'm drained. Thoughts slip in and out of my mind at random, solid as clouds. We know what we don't know, and that's about it. Ursula left by choice and didn't return because she was successful in her mission, or because she wasn't. It hurts. My worry for my mother is tangled up with anger now, and more than a bit of old resentment.
We know this much. Jade's investigation into MK and Ursula's disappearance are related. That's something.
Yes, that's something. Sorry.
Don't be a dick, Laszlo.
So why aren't we asking her for help? Jade, I mean. She said she was willing. And I'm sure if she helped us, we'd help her. Mutually assured reconstruction.
I like that idea.
That's a good idea, actually. Yeah. Yeah. That could work.
Would you say happiness is a state of mind from circumstance? Oh. Maybe? I don't know. I'm not terribly familiar with happiness, frankly.
Jade. Jade Galea. You're friends with her.
Sort of.
Friends with Atina's most well-known activist. Impressive.
Okay. We have a plan. Now that's a real plan. I'm gonna go to the skate park. Like, right now.
She's so eager. Jeff Bezos can't sleep until he puts his pajamas on.
This is too important for online messaging. It's all monitored by MK anyway. Safer this way.
Sure, that's your reason. Sure thing, Nora, yeah. That is a perfectly valid excuse, and we will not call you out on it.
Hey, just take care. Watch yourself out there.
All right, Grandpa. It's the skate park, not a war zone.
I mean, you know, some of those skaters can get pretty mean.
Anyway, good luck, Nora.
I'll be careful.
I'm not entirely sure the plan is the only reason Nora wants to see Jade in person, but at least we have one. Or the beginnings of one. Laszlo mumbles something under his breath and leaves. The reality of the situation returns, and I want to go after him. But I don't. He needs to be alone, to process what my mother has done. She was always unpredictable, but this is further than she's ever gone before. Chaotic, even. Speaking of, the link between my mother and the aspiration of chaos remains unclear. I haven't heard from Bliss or the others, so I assume they've had no luck in prying them from their maze. The only move is to keep searching and hope the truth reveals itself. And time to finish up the episode. End of chapter. Okay, that is the end. This train of thought is the ultimate wiki. Happy when you are near the square glass. Alright, so I am wondering if maybe, like, breaking this up with other games might be a good idea. Question is, what games do I have that would be good for that? No, it might not be bad. What do I have? There's something fun like the OG arcade Mario Donkey Kong. I always give it the old college try, but this is boring. Yeah, it's not. This one's not really clicking. I wanted to enjoy it because I do like Don't Nod, but yeah, this one isn't quite clicking. Animal Crossing, no. Alright. So next week, why don't we instead start in on Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. Because it's a musical. Not a rhythm game. Like, that's the good thing. It's not a rhythm game. Just, is there anything that interests me about any of the characters? Yeah. So yeah, it is like a visual novel. Basically. Like, it's essentially, like, Stray Gods, it is essentially a visual novel. But it's a musical. I'm not a fan of musicals. Yes, but characters are on opiates. They are a bit. The voice acting is not particularly energetic. Guitar Hero? No. Does anyone have a chapter doing coke? dubious. Yes, I do want to play Stray Gods next. Because it just looks fun. Fucking musical, role-playing musical. I just fucking love that idea. You play Guitar Hero? No, Killface, I would not. I do not have the coordination for something like Guitar Hero. I do not have that Guitar Hero, that coordination. Playing Dating Simulator. So, next week, I'm going to start on Stray Gods. Nintendogs? Nah. Don't have it. I don't have Nintendogs, so... Sorry. I know it was popular, but I never got it. I don't like dogs. Nintendo cats. Give me Nintendo cats. Because I don't like dogs. Are you still one of the local cats about it? Anyway. I don't expect that I don't think I'm likely to get back to Harmony. Game's not clicking for any of us. Yeah, it was an interesting idea, but it's... not executed particularly well. So I think we will just put an end to our Harmony Let's Play and move on to a different game. Just be a lot of ignoring the player nest and go outside. So next week we will try to start in on something a little bit more fun, hopefully. But that will do for now. I forgot what this one was. I forgot what that screen was. So, thanks for coming. I'll be back on Sunday. You'll see a little bit more of me than usual next week. So, I do have Monday and Tuesday off, so I will be live on Tuesday next week as well. This coming Tuesday for once. So you'll get 5 straight days of me. You won't see me for the next 2 days, but then you get 5 straight days of me. Lucky you. So, thanks for coming. And good night, everybody.